trending on Twitter. The hashtag, again, release the transcript. Back again. It's a little bit of deja vu because it still involves a Ukrainian president and a phone call with a U.S. president, but this time a different president, and certainly matters that are a lot more high stakes because we're talking about war.
He went on to say that he warned the Ukrainian leader that the capital, Kiev, this city here, could be sacked. And that's the word he apparently used, according to this Ukrainian official, sacked by Russian forces, who he said may attempt to occupy it.
White House, as Jordan said, comes back and said he didn't say the word sacked. So what did he say? Destroyed, attacked? I don't know what he said, but there's a really easy way to clarify it, because let me tell you what happens. I'm going to take you inside some of this. Let me tell you what happens when these calls take place. It's not 2 people listening. It's 50 people listening. Remember the famous Colonel Vindman and all these anonymous sources? So where are they now, White House? Just release the transcript of what you said before we send our FOIA request demanding it, and they'll say national security and we'll be litigating for 2 years. And look, and if you said it's going to be sacked, we need to know that too.
Now, what they do when they do this, Dad, they key it on a word
that may not be used.
Right, but the intent of that word might very well have been used.
Well, here's the thing.
Another word like it or a phrase like it. And remember, you're talking about people speaking different languages. We've been through all this before, folks.
Oh, we do. Oh, do we
but
know?
I'll tell you, this should be a lot more concerning to you because we have U.S. troops, on heightened alert.
What has to happen here is the President of the United States needs to go to the podium and say, this is what I said, even if they don't release the transcript.
Right.
Let me tell you what I said. Let's be clear. To be clear, this is what I told Zelensky.
This was the kind of language Joe Biden was using just a couple days ago about what Russia's going to do.
Enormous consequences worldwide. This would be the largest, if he were to move in with all those forces, it would be the largest invasion since World War II. It would change the world.
Why would the White House, in your opinion, come out with such strong denials of the statements being made? Because really what they've said publicly matches what has been reported.
We have a problem in that the Ukrainians have no advantage to downplay this war. If anyone would want to be very clear and maybe leaning forward for help, it would be the Ukrainians. But they have said they are not on the brink of war with Russia. And so there could be a catch-up that is happening with the Biden administration on the intelligence front. Remember, we have Joe Biden of 40 years and all of the media and all of the big government establishment types. They rush to war. We have for decades pushed the State Department and diplomats to the side. We've pretended like they're too wimpy to solve problems. And every time there's a crisis, we immediately rush and talk about boots on the ground, utilizing the Pentagon first. The Pentagon should be last option. We should have tough diplomats. Now, this is an argument for a State Department that has backbone and muscle.
Do you believe it's time to release the transcript so that we know if our president believes that Ukraine is about to be completely overrun by the Russians? Because their president is saying, de-escalate, stop talking like that. Now, he might be saying that not because it's not true that it's about to be overrun, but that he doesn't need an economic collapse before they fight the biggest battle since their existence as an independent country.